Welcome to the 700 Club. 2 pills that can be ordered online in minutes. This do-it-yourself abortion method is on the rise. It can also be dangerous.
If Roe v. Wade is overturned, some are already looking to the future of the abortion battle in America. Both sides agree that the next fight will be over the pills known as RU-486. Heather Sells reports.
Abortion pills are used in more than 50% of all abortions, and if the Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade, they will become the new battleground.
Self-managed abortions. Both medications are incredibly safe.
It's a big reason why activists are aggressively promoting the pills, also known as RU-486. One phrase you'll hear, self-managed abortion. They want women to use them at home.
We're seeing these articles pop up over and over again with how to do yourself abortions. These are dangerous.
Kristen Hawkins found out for herself how easy it can be to get these pills. She ordered them online in minutes last month in Wyoming. That's thanks to the Food and Drug Administration, which recently lifted the requirement for an in-person exam.
It's presented as it's just taking a pill. It's no big deal.
Tony McFadden says the abortion industry minimizes the risks in promoting the method. It's why she took the pills in high school.
Close to 2 months later, while I was in school, I began to feel excruciating pains. I just remember going home and for hours going to the bathroom, back to my bed, and just hoping the pain would pass.
While keeping her severe hemorrhaging a secret then, she's now telling her story to warn young women of the danger.
I was just not educated. I just didn't know. I didn't even know the term hemorrhaging.
FDA reporting shows abortion pills have led to the deaths of 24 women and severe reactions for more than 4,000. And those numbers are likely low because when complications happen, women often say they're miscarriages. Also, the CDC does not require abortion reporting.
We need a national abortion reporting law. We do not have good statistics on abortion, especially when we're talking about complications of abortion.
For now, pro-life strategists like Sue Liebel are working with states to put restrictions on abortion pills. More than 20 require a doctor to be present for a woman to receive them.
You can't make them illegal per se because it is an approved pharmaceutical through the Federal Food and Drug Administration. And so that's the irony, that's the rub.
Legal experts on both sides predict that rub will be the new focus of state legislation and litigation. Steve Aden, general counsel for Americans United for Life, says there's precedent for restricting the pills. The abortion industry argues that the FDA has tied the hands of the state, he told CBN News. But the fact is that the case law in this area already strongly suggests that states will have the power to regulate and even prohibit. Both sides are geared up for a fight that encompasses law, health and safety regulation, internet commerce, and what our culture says about unborn life. Heather Sells, CBN News.
We all await the Supreme Court ruling. Will it overturn Roe versus Wade? It looks like it will, and that leaked opinion seems to be the decision going forward. So what will then happen? Well, we'll see a whole lot of new regulations, a whole lot of new state laws. But in that, are we actually paying attention to the health of women? When you look at this, you can order this pill online. You don't need a prescription for it. You don't need to be under doctor supervision. I can't imagine a situation where that would ever be safe. In other news, a bear market and rising inflation have more economists predicting a recession. Ephraim Graham has that story from our CBN newsroom. Ephraim?
Gordon, another key index of inflation is higher today. The producer price index rose 0.8% in May. This comes as the stock market drops to new levels. The Dow Industrials losing 876 points Monday, hurting savings and pointing to a weak economy. CBN's Jenna Browder has the story now from Washington.
After a dismal start to the week on Wall Street, there are growing fears a recession could soon be coming. And a big announcement from the Fed tomorrow is causing even more concern. The S&P 500, the index tied to most 401ks, finishing down nearly 4% Monday and more than 20% for the year, officially entering bear market territory.
The overall takeaway is that the recession risk has risen, and it looks like it's going to be a lot harder than anyone anticipated initially.
Inflation pounding consumers. Everything from gas now averaging more than $5 a gallon to groceries going up. This Minnesota station putting it this way: we hate our gas prices too. A new survey shows 67% of Americans are dipping into savings to pay their bills, and some are resorting to credit cards.
We're seeing more utilization of credit right now because people are trying to sort of figure out a way to fill in the gap in their household budgets.
Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve is expected to take aggressive action tomorrow, potentially raising interest rates by 3/4 of a point, the steepest hike since 1994.
The problem is that the Fed was late in with fighting inflation, and now they're kind of scrambling, and the opportunity to begin tightening was there. You can make the argument that they should have been raising rates at the beginning of the year.
Republicans on Capitol Hill blame government spending for inflation. Senator John Thune citing the president's $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan in a recent hearing.
There's no question that the $2 trillion bill last year overheated the economy, and it's why we have the mess that we have today.
Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, though, insisting it was necessary to pull the economy out of a post-pandemic slump.
The overwhelming risk was that Americans would be scarred by a deep and long recession.
Either way, it spells trouble for President Biden, whose polls are at an all-time low, most Americans citing inflation for the reason. And the economy is expected to hurt Democrats in the midterm elections. A recent New York Times article says there are many Democrats whispering the president himself shouldn't run again in 2024. In Washington, Jenna Browder, CBN News.
Election season continues today as several states hold primaries gearing up for the midterms. The main focus is on Nevada, in which it's top prize for Republicans to flip the Senate, and Democrats are trying to hold on to it. CBN News' congressional correspondent Matt Galka reports now from Las Vegas.
Here in Las Vegas, the stakes are always pretty high. Well, just about halfway through primary season, the political stakes get a little higher, with Nevada playing a major role on the national stage, and it could ultimately be the decider after November. GOP candidate Adam Laxalt met with supporters in Las Vegas over the weekend. The former state attorney general has his eyes set on Washington and the Senate now.
We have the best opportunity in a very, very long time to have this huge contrast. Two former AGs in a big clash in what's going to be the biggest Senate race in America. Mark my words, this will be the biggest Senate race in America.
Laxalt and political newcomer Sam Brown are fighting to take on Democrat incumbent Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, considered one of the more vulnerable in the country. Cortez Masto helped flip the Senate blue in 2016. Now Nevada's midterm could be a key decider in determining which party controls the chamber after 2022.
This is a potential turning point for the country. And if we don't win this race and then again in the president in 2024, I see the country going into severe decline.
Barry Hartman chose Laxalt because of one key endorsement.
There's a lot of good candidates, but ultimately I'm a strong Trump supporter, and he's very strong with his endorsement.
The race here shaping up to be neck and neck in a year when Democrats are up against record inflation. Nevada independent editor and political insider Elizabeth Thompson says pocketbook issues will likely be the priority for voters.
The Democrats, they're definitely on the defensive, and it's just the way that political and economic cookie crumbles. We all know that the things affecting the economy right now that are in play are not all Joe Biden's responsibility, but the voters don't see it that way. Voters can be, I would say, reactionary, especially when things are bad.
Now, as far as the House of Representatives goes, political insiders here in Nevada see only one real toss-up race, but redistricting could play a role in a potential red wave come November. In Las Vegas, Matt Galka, CBN News.
3 other states are holding primaries today: Maine, North Dakota, and South Carolina. Americans in search of inspiration found it during a popular television talent competition. An 11-year-old girl wowed the audience and the judges on America's Got Talent with her performance of Amazing Grace. Madison Bays Taylor was there to be a contestant watching the taping with her dad, Chris. Producers put her in the audience to sing during a commercial break, wanting to see if the judges would notice her. And here's what happened.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saves a wretch like
Wow, Madison was called to the stage and she sang again. The crowd chanted for her to get the golden buzzer, and Judge Howie Mandel rang it, securing her a spot in the finals. Mandel asked her what she would do if she won the $1 million contest. She said she'd fund cancer research to help her dad, who has stage 4 colon cancer. Our viewers can read this entire story and find a link at cbnnews.com. All I can say is wow. Gordon?
That is a wow. That's an amazing wow, an amazing performance. And then the cancer research. Let's pray for her father. Let's pray. Stage 4 can be reversed. Let's believe for the best for both of them.